This is
Make it plain.
Make it plain.
MIP
With Masamela Matfumo.
Mark Thompson.
Make it plain.
Get woke.
Ring's mission is to make neighborhoods safer. Today, over 1 million people use the amazing Ring video doorbell to help protect their homes. Ring knows home security begins at the front door, but it doesn't end there. So now they're extending that same level of security to the rest of your home with the Ring Floodlight Cam. Just like Ring's amazing doorbell, Floodlight Cam is a motion-activated camera and floodlight that connects right to your phone with HD video and two-way audio that lets you know the moment anyone steps on your property. See and speak to visitors, even set off an alarm right from your phone. With Ring's Floodlight Cam, when things go bump in the night, you'll immediately know what it is. Whether you're home or away, the Ring Floodlight Cam lets you keep an eye on your home from anywhere. Ring Floodlight offers the ultimate in home security with high-visibility floodlights and a powerful HD camera that puts security in your hands. With Ring, you're always home. Save up to $150 off of a Ring of Security kit when you go to ring.com/news. That's ring.com/news. Ring.com/news. We are live, folks who are listening on the radio. If you want to join us on our social media, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, Make It Plain. We're happy to have you here with us, of course. Joining us in the studio, a dear friend and a project and a cause that we support. We had, was it Norina we had on yesterday?
Yes.
We had her on yesterday, and so we're following up. This is Hungerthon season. We're going to do something about hunger and food insecurity, which is another aspect of hunger we don't talk enough about. We enjoy talking about it with our guest. She's going to tell us all about it, and she's also brought another very special guest along with us. We want to hear all about her. Please welcome Alison Cohen and Iyeshima Harris. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, you are.
Welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great.
Pleasure to have you. Alison, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
My good friend
so
here.
Lovely to be back. I love being on the show.
What I love when you come in studio, I was saying in Norina, though, y'all, I love being out in the field, too. So when y'all go places and do stuff and go to some of the food banks, let me know. I'll tag along. Oh, and most importantly, you know, they say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Alison knows the way to my heart is through a hoodie. So, look everybody, I have my Why Hunger hoodie on. Boom. I got one. Get yours. We're going to tell you how you can do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hungerthon.org SiriusXM.com/hungerthon.
SiriusXM.com/hungerthon.
And you can purchase a hoodie.
All right. So tell us about Hungerthon. How's it going? How long it lasts? How people can get involved, please.
Yep. So Hungerthon, we've been doing this, taking over the airways, as we like to say, since 1975 during this time of year as a way to, it's clearly a fundraiser for the organization, and it's an opportunity to really get into some of the issues, as you said earlier, that we don't usually associate with hunger, and to talk about hunger here in the United States, that it's a real thing, and not just the problems, but also the solutions. What are communities themselves doing about issues of hunger and food insecurity? And that's why we brought Iyeshima with us today to talk about that. In particular, we're interested in talking about youth and food justice is the topic that we're bringing to you today. So
Iyeshima, tell us about you and your involvement in this, if you would.
Sure. So I've been involved with food justice for the past 7 years, and since I've moved in America from Jamaica, and I felt like food was very important because when I first came here, I noticed that a lot of people, a lot of youth my age, did not have that opportunity to get to know where their food come from, to grow their food, want to have that relationship with their health. So I wanted to provide that opportunity for my peers. So once I get involved with food justice, make sure that all my youth are understanding where their food coming from and how it relates to them and their heritage and their culture, and how they could also impact their family and change the way in which they eat in a healthier way.
And one of the reasons that this is so critical and that it relates to food insecurity is that in this country, 1 in 3 Black children are at risk of getting type 2 diabetes before the age of 18. 1 in 4 Latino children are at risk of hypertension and heart disease by the age of 18. And the CDC tells us that this generation is going to have shorter lifespans than our generation, Mark.
This generation will have shorter lifespans than our generation.
Right, and that it is because of our toxic food system.
866-99-SIRIUS, 866-997-4748. How is it going with your peers, Iyeshima, in terms of educating them about where their food comes from?
I could say, to start off, at first it was a bit challenging because a lot of times I have my peers compare urban farming or urban agriculture to slavery. And because of that connotation, a lot of them get turned off by growing their own food or becoming involved in their community and giving back to their community by growing their own food and educating themselves and their family of why healthy eating is important. And then after doing various activities and doing outreach and speaking to youth more and actually bringing them to the farm so that they could have an experience as to what urban agriculture is, and is that we're reclaiming our land and making sure that we have something that is ours and we could look back and be proud of, while doing it in a productive and healthy way for ourselves and for our community. So once they understand that message, they become more aware and become more self-conscious and be more involved in food justice.
866-99-SIRIUS, 866-997-4748. And we want all of you to give. Go to SiriusXM.com /Hungerthon if you would. This is the time to make a donation. Why is this time of year so important, and why so much focus at this time of year?
I think it's because the act of gift giving is on our minds during this time of year, and it is the time of year traditionally where we lift up the issues of those who don't have enough in our country and in our society. I would like to see this be something that is year round. This is not a special time of year when people in this country go without. Those 41 million Americans who are food insecure deal with that on a daily basis, 365 days a year. But this is an opportunity when it's on people's minds to just take them a little bit deeper, to do a little bit of education and really encourage folks to put on their advocacy hat and get out there and as you would say, Mark, get woke, that this is an issue we can tackle. We can end hunger. It is not out of our reach. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. 866-99-SIRIUS, 866-997-4748, SiriusXM.com /Hungerthon. Are you finding, doing this time of year, that people are most receptive and most involved? Yeah, they do seem to be most receptive and most involved, and we do get a lot of calls from people saying, "Can you tell me where in my community I can volunteer? I want to take my kids and my family and go to a local soup kitchen." And our response is, call back in February. I mean, that's when nobody is calling to say, can we volunteer? And these organizations are in need all year round, and they don't just need people to show up and volunteer for a day. They need you to bring your web design skills. They need you to bring their marketing skills. They need you to bring need folks like Mark to help amplify their voices. And there's so many different ways that we can engage. And the first step, I think, of engagement is education. So what we have, folks, if you're looking on our social media, we have some of the things you can actually bid on at SiriusXM.com /Hungerthon. Auction items for you to bid on, and your bids, once you place your bid and actually win the item, your donation will go to Hungerthon. So just want to kind of let you all know what we've got here. A John Lennon scarf, a Bruce Springsteen Land of Hope and Dreams tee and baseball cap, Harry Chapin Do Something tee and more, an autographed drum head from Mick Fleetwood,
autographed electric guitars from Alice Cooper, Cat Stevens, Chester Bennington, Billy Gibbons, Fall Out Boy, Rick Springfield, Steve Winwood, Weezer, Neil Diamond, Judy Collins, and Stephen Stills, Zach Brown, and Rick Ocasek. You can also bid to come hang out in the studio with the Morning Mashup in New York City and help out with the entertainment report for the day on Sirius XM Hits 1, an autographed acoustic guitar by the cast of the NBC show This Is Us, guest DJ on 70s on 7, guest host on 80s on 8, tickets and meet and greet with the Brian Setzer Orchestra, Christmas Rocks, a private concert for SiriusXM subscribers, sit in with Ron Ross on the Pulse Morning Show, visit with Cousin Brucey in his studio. That's a lot of fun, I know. Host an entire hour of your Fab favorites on SiriusXM's new channel, the Beatles channel. Be a guest DJ on SiriusXM's Pearl Jam, guest DJ on Classic Vinyl or Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Radio, guest DJ on Grateful Dead, bid on reserved seating to all 4 nights of Fish's New Year's Eve shows at Madison Square Garden, guest host on First Wave with Laura Majewski, have lunch with legendary Ramones drummer Marky Ramone, guest DJ on Ozzy's Boneyard, guest DJ on Turbo, guest DJ on Hair Nation, guest DJ on Radio Margaritaville, guest host on The Wild and Innocent with Jim Rotolo on E Street Radio, guest host on Live from E Street, co-host on Y2 Country's Throwback. It's so much here. I'm going through all of it. Guest DJ on Sirius XM's Elvis Radio at Graceland. Co-host The Prime 30 with Mike Terry. Co-host on The Highway. Meet Willie Nelson. I should say that first. Meet Willie Nelson. You can bid on that.
And talk about somebody who's a champion for small farmers.
Yeah, absolutely. Guest DJ on Seriously Sinatra. Meet Sway. Guest co-host on Shade. It's so much going on. I don't know why. They never asked me if anybody wants to guest host with me. Is that something people would bid on? I don't know. I wonder if but you can see the whole list. Sirius XM Fantasy Sports, hang out with Mad Dog Russo, sit in with Pete Dominic. I mean, you can just about do everything on this except Brittany come in and sit down with us. But we're gonna correct that today because we want you to bid on that too. To come in studio and sit in here with Brittany and me. Because we support this issue and hope you will as well. We talked a lot with Norina because I'm big, as you know, this big on this thing about food insecurity. Because again, the face of hunger, people perceived folk who are just destitute and impoverished or in Ethiopia somewhere.
Right.
But as we've said, people showing up at some of these food banks have full-time jobs, don't
Absolutely, yeah. In fact, the statistic is that more than 50% of folks that come to a food bank to get food have at least one full-time working person in their family. So this is not an issue of this is not really an issue of hunger. It's really an issue of poverty.
Yeah, and you live in the city, Iyeshima.
Yes, I live in Brooklyn.
And you have peers, living in this city.
Yes.
Food insecurity is real. Rent is so high. All the other expenses are so high. And, it's interesting that, you can still have a job, but still not have enough money to feed yourself and feed yourself nutritiously, especially if you're a young person, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like college students have it hard, the hardest, especially on campus. It's hard to find healthy food.
Yeah.
That's in a reasonable price based on our budget. But I feel like in the city, New York City is great at giving incentives to people with EBT cards. So at the farmers market, if they make a purchase over $5, then the government would automatically give them an extra $2. So for instance, if someone make a purchase of $20, the government will give them $8 extra so that they could buy fresh fruits and veggie from that farmers market. So that's another incentive that the government put in there to help with food insecurity, which really works at our farmers market. And as a market manager, I have to schedule programs where we have cooking classes where we give out these health boxes for people to encourage them to eat healthy and eat fresh and local.
That's very important. Just to kind of build on your point, eating pizza every night, and I'm not putting down no pizza makers and pizza restaurants, but I don't know that eating pizza every night when you're a young person and a student is food secure. Listen, no, Andrew, you're not just supposed to eat pizza every night. But I mean, it's affordable, you know.
Yeah.
But we're talking about people eating healthy and nutritious. Andrew, I don't know if you're listening. Your life expectancy may be shorter than ours, and you defending pizza eating. So, but you know what I'm saying? Am I right about that?
Yeah, you're right about that.
Every night, folks eating pizza every night.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah,
and
but
we did it in school. It's crazy.
Right. But I think this is the point that I want to get across is that it's not about individual choice. It's not, I mean, maybe Andrew's choosing to eat pizza every night, but for most people, it's not necessarily a choice.
Yeah.
These are structural inequities that are really built into our system, so that if you live in a community that is a sort of a high poverty county, as they call it, or persistent poverty county, then your choices are severely limited. And a lot of that has to do with, fast food redlining. It has to do with inability to access healthy food. And this is one of the things that East New York Farms, the organization Iyeshima works for, is that they've over the years established this amazing farmers market in East New York. And it is one of the few places where people can come in that community and get really good, high quality, healthy food directly from the farm and affordably.
If you all are watching on our social media, you can see the link in front of you, SiriusXM.com/Hungathon. But I'm on hungathon.org too. So everybody's seeing Alison's, all these really great things. I know y'all are probably really feeling my hoodie right now. and
you can tell them what's on the back of it.
Yeah, the back of it. So if you go to the website and you can actually see what's on the back of the hoodie, I just clicked on it. If you're on our social media, human rights, Hungathon, social justice is beautiful. I got wide dot on the front of mine, as you all can see for yourselves right here. So support Hungathon. Go to SiriusXM.com/Hungathon. We're gonna get that straight today. Try to add our names so you all can come sit in studio with us.
Awesome.
And bid on that, and we ought to be able to get $1 million for that bid. So good.
I think so. That'd
so
be
good
awesome.
to see y'all. This won't be the last time we see you during this season, and hopefully I
Yes.
can come out and visit where you are.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Can
let's
we
do
do
a
that?
show
Cool.
out at the market
Yeah,
this summer.
definitely.
Let's work it out.
Our market is the best. We have a lot of performances throughout to engage the community,
What's up? Let's do this.
Definitely.
All right. Well, if we can, let's do it while the campaign is going on. We can turn that around. Let's work it out.
All right, let's do it.
SiriusXM.com/Hungathon. Alison Cohen, Iyeshima Harris with us. SiriusXM.Hungathon. Visit, and give generously and bid. If all minds are clear, it has been made plain.